Good morning. This is Chrono Cross. I'm very excited. So recently, you might be wondering how this is even happening. I recently got an AV to HDMI adapter, and I wanted to test it out. So I was torn between doing something on GameCube or PS2. I'm playing this on PS2, even though it's a PS1 game, but it seems to be working. So today's stream was largely like an experiment, but I also thought it'd be fun to stream Chrono Cross. So we're just gonna do it. I'm gonna get started. As always, let me know how everything is. This is a new setup, so... Did it not? Okay, here we go. This is also, like... The one thing that's kind of an issue with this setup is, like, I'm using my actual old PS2, so, like, not everything is in the best shape. The buttons are kind of not super responsive. On is fine. And the actual AV cord is, like, very finicky. So, like, I'm hoping that a strong breeze doesn't just undo this entire thing. We're going to stick with the default name for our hero here. Confirm. So we recently did a bonus episode about Chrono Trigger, which is technically the game that precedes this. This is a sequel to Chrono Trigger in some ways. And it's kind of divisive. I think not everyone... Chrono Trigger is like... You know how we feel about that game if you listen to the episode, but that is one of those games where the hype is very real. It is truly a masterpiece. I think Chrono Cross is also great. I did play Chrono Cross first, for the record. I played this game first, which I think is why I'm a little kinder to it. But I do think on its own merit, it's a great RPG. I just think it's hard to follow Chrono Trigger. And this game largely, like, even though it's a sequel, it largely is a standalone story until suddenly it isn't, without spoiling anything. So, anyway. So this beginning, it's always Surge and Kid. And then you get a random party mate as the third spot. So it's always different. We have Korcha this time, which is interesting. You're also a member of the Chrono Cross First gang. That's awesome. Hey, thanks for joining me, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I was like 9 when this game came out, so I feel like I was a little young for Chrono Trigger. Not that it's like not appropriate for kids, but I think that like I wasn't really experienced in JRPGs at age 5. I'm really excited to like I brought this game up in passing on the show already. I know Brendan's really excited to play this eventually. It's like, even if you haven't seen this game before and you know Chrono Trigger, it's already like dramatically different. Like everything about it is different. For one, the combat is like a little bit more complex in a way that maybe doesn't work great, but I think it like is a good combat system. But there's something really nice about the simplicity of triggers. But anyway, this game is interesting because when you attack, you can actually choose like if you want to do a weaker attack that has a higher chance to hit, or a stronger attack that has a lower chance to hit. I mean, we got to go for the strong attack, right? See, so, but if you land to hit oh well, we just didn't. Whoops. Okay, so if we do land to hit, there we go. The probability goes up for the next attacks, and also by landing attacks, that allows you different tiers of magic. So since we landed one attack, we can use our first row of magic here. So we'll use Photon Ray just to show you what we're talking about. Now, This game's opening, it's one of those openings where they start you off with like way more stuff than you're gonna have in like 10 minutes. So if you're like, this is really jumping ahead, there's a reason why. Kid rules. Big Kid fan. She can steal stuff. Oh, I guess not right now. What it does share with Chrono Trigger is an elemental system. So every character has an innate element that will make whatever... So Kid is red, which is fire. So red elements will be more powerful from her. But enemies also have an element. So this enemy is yellow. So green is effective against yellow. So we're going to use a green element. But there's also the field effect, which is... Okay, it's a lot, right? There's also the field effect in the top left, which is how many elements have been used already. So if I use Bushwhacker here, it's going to have a green effect on the field effect. See that? And that actually also influences how strong elements are. So like, the best thing you could do is like focus on like timing when to get in the most damage. You don't have to worry about it too much, honestly. The only thing you need to worry about the field effect for is like if you want to weaken an enemy attack by like filling up the opposing element, or if you want to summon. If you want to summon, it has to be, the field has to be totally that color. One thing that Chrono Cross does that I think every RPG should do is they allow you just to heal everyone after the battle automatically, and you can specify if I want to use consumables or not. So it's like, do you want to just heal as much as you can with whatever magic you have left over, or do you want to use consumables, or do you not want to heal? This is like, I'm shocked that people haven't just stolen this and run with it. It is such a good system. It's amazing that this just has gone unnoticed for decades. We're gonna max heal. Alright. I do really love the look of this game too. I think it still looks really wonderful. It has a lot of that, like even like this area, for example, shares a lot in common with like Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy XII, Vagrant Story, where there's like kind of a painterly approach to the pre-rendered backgrounds. And I'm pretty sure Vagrant Story, that might have been PS1, but FF12 was PS2. Like this game looks better than a lot of PS2 games. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. I'm getting so caught up in praising Chrono Cross that I forgot where to go. But I haven't played this game in a long time. I brought it up in passing like very early on in the show. Maybe like 2019 tops. Or 2019 most recently. And when I played it, I hadn't played Chrono Trigger in a while either. So like having just finished Chrono Trigger and now starting this, I'm really curious how that will be as an experience. Alright, we're good. We are good. The capture looks surprisingly good. Low res, but that's part of the charm. Yeah, so the adapter I have has the option of doing 1080p, but it just sort of blows things up out of, like, it looks a little bit even, like, fuzzier. So I thought just keeping it at, I forgot, Kid has a very thick Australian accent. I totally forgot that. So this game has over 40 characters you can play as, which is wild. And every character is outlandish. Like, every character has a very loud personality, which is very fun. I'm really excited. This looks gorgeous. Yeah, I think so too. The battle victory music is similar. And also the world map music is like a sort of reinterpretation of the world map music from Chrono Trigger, which is very cool. The fuzz makes it look amazing. I'm watching this on my big ass TV, but it still has that CRT quality. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay. Blimey. Yeah, I mean, even though there's like 40 characters, I would say there's only like 6 that are like really important to the main plot. Kid is one of them. Kid is like the she's the protagonist in many ways. You know, Serge is, I don't know if it's Serge or Sergei. I'm not sure to pronounce it, but either way, I've always read it as Serge, but he's just the silent protagonist. Kid, I think, has a bit more literally has more of a voice, but is also like who the plot kind of revolves around in many ways. I forgot this is how the game opens. They they really go for it. Wow. Serhei or Serhei. That could be it too. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I was worried the presentation was not working. Yeah. Oh man, I love this village and the music. What a beautiful room. Look at this. You gotta always check under your bed. Any RPG, from Pokemon to Chrono Cross, there's gonna be shit under there. Yep. There we go. Nah. Another great thing about both Chrono games is that when you talk to people, you can just keep moving. Like, you don't have to just stand there. I agree. I think that, I mean, this is Mitsuda got to do the whole soundtrack. In many ways, I feel like it feels like kind of a passing of the torch, where Masato Kato and Mitsuda were in some ways like the newcomers to. I mean, there were a lot of people that worked on Chrono Trigger, but you hear a lot about the Dream Team with Sakaguchi and Yuji Horii and Akira Toriyama. And Mitsuda was supposed to compose the whole soundtrack, but I think he got like ulcers from stress, and had to, like, he wasn't able to complete it, so Umatsu stepped in and did the other remaining tracks. So it's both of them, but all that to say, I feel like in this game, Masato Kato got to like direct the story, and Mitsuda got to do the whole soundtrack. So it's really cool to see like both of their voices kind of manifest more directly. I do think Chrono Trigger is the better game, but like, this is a really cool. I mean, I'm pretty vocal about, if this game wasn't a sequel to Chrono Trigger, it would be considered like one of the best too. By directly following that game, it was kind of setting itself up. And I think even Masato Kato has tried to really not pitch this game as a direct sequel, but more of like a spiritual follow-up in some ways. Anyway, it's a good game. Let's play it. The soundtrack and just the like look of the world are huge influences for me. When I ran a D&D campaign, it was largely inspired by by this world. Not in terms of story, like, because the story deals with parallel dimensions, as you'll soon see, but just like the vibe of it. Like, I love this town so much. This is one of my favorite, like, starting towns. It's so cool. Big nautical energy, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, I forgot how beautiful this game was too. Like, you don't think of the PS1 as a well-aged system in any way. Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah. So he's giving you hints on what to do next. Because, of course, the first quest in this game is, like, kind of bizarrely esoteric. Alright, we get it. Thank you. What I love about this game is, like, Chrono Trigger did this too, where, like, because that game was a time travel narrative, you saw how time could affect every part of the world, even if it wasn't, like, tied to the main story. You know, there were side quests where, like, you would help kind of plant a forest that would grow over time, and you would see how that would impact the lives of people who live there. This game is directly, like this character, for example. You'll see what I mean. So, a bit on the nose, but oh, okay, this will help us in a second, or later on. So without saying too much, eventually we can travel between this dimension and a parallel dimension where everything is the same, like, for the most part, but everyone has made different decisions. So, you know, this character almost, like, sets that up where it's like, okay, I've chosen this path. What would have been different if I did something else? And you can actually visit that character in the other dimension and give him the amulet we just got. It's very interesting. I love the ability to visit, like, especially as you get party members, like, visiting the other version of that party member often results in very cool moments. It's a really good game, okay? Alright. Something about writing out humana 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 was very funny to me. Don't tell grandma. What? Wow. Oh, okay. I love how everyone here has aspirations. I mean, obviously, like, everyone anywhere has aspirations, but, like, usually when you talk to NPCs in a town, they're just like, oh, if you head west, you can find a goblin. And here, everyone's, like, talking about things that are more personal. That's where I think the game really succeeds. Like, without spoiling, the A-plot, in my opinion, if memory serves, eventually goes a little bit off the rails towards the end. But the focus on on like reflecting on your life and the choices you made, especially interpreting that as like, okay, we just made a game that was like a huge commercial and critical hit. How do you follow that? And I feel like following that with this sort of introspective look at life and also game design is very interesting. It reminds me a lot of Majora's Mask, where like, how do you follow Ocarina of Time, and it becomes this like very reflective, very different sequel. I don't remember this part of FF7. Oh my god. Yeah, here we are. So, because we have the Hecarim bone, I think we can recruit this dog, which I think we absolutely should. Our first party member. Okay, here we go. Pashal joined the party. Welcome to the team. So we got a dog now. What else do you want, really? I always like this guy, Radius. He can teach you how combat works. I think we're good. All right. Taking Pashal to the end game. What element is Pashal again? I think Pashal is yellow. Yeah. So there's white, black, red, blue, yellow, and green. Yellow is earth, but like rocks and that type of nature. Whereas green is like trees and plants and everything. I found that the characters who are usually more physical attack oriented are yellow, because it's like, you can see here, Surge is white and has higher magic already. So yeah, the physical characters tend to be yellow for some reason. Can you imagine just like opening conversation and immediately someone goes, "That's exactly right. There it is, the record of fate. It records everything, good or bad." I love, my favorite thing ever in RPGs is when someone explains what a save point is. It is my favorite thing. Can I not use this one? What? I thought I had a pretty vivid memory of this game. I didn't know that like hour 1 involved a child telling you just to stay home and go to sleep because you have no future. Oh boy. Okay. Amazing. Brendan, I think you're gonna love this game because, for a number of reasons, but I know you're someone who loves like exploring every corner of a place before you move on. And it feels like, in that aspect, this game was made for you. Go Toy 2022. Even the menu has FF12 energy, 7 years before that came out. I'm already impressed how dense this place is. Yeah. For real. Okay, I think we can move on. I think we've... Oh, we have to talk to Lena. That was the one thing they told us to do. And I was like, we can move on. Yes. Show me your elements. Okay. Alright, so the thing about elements is that if they have this icon next to it with the number, that means they're consumable. So they've kind of combined like the materia system with items. So you have to, if you want to be able to use the item in combat, you have to like assign this to an element spot. So we're gonna buy like 11 tablets. Why not? Buy a cure. I'm gonna buy a fireball, because a lot of the enemies we're gonna be facing are blue, and red is good against blue. And that's all I have money for. Thank you. So the element stuff can be a little bit confusing, but basically, as you level up, and what's interesting is that you don't, as you battle, your stats increase, but you don't really level up unless you have defeated a boss, from what I remember, because there's like star level. So you never really have to like grind necessarily, because the game is kind of dictating like how strong you should be at any given point. And as you level up star level, you level up, you get more elemental levels. But what's interesting is that there's like, here, I'll show you. So Fireball, it says +1 here. That's because Fireball should be here, but we put it in a higher level, so it's going to do a little bit more damage. Alternatively, we can put an element in an earlier slot, but it will be weaker. So it's actually weirdly like strong mode, agile mode in Arceus, which is interesting. I'm actually gonna rethink all of this. Let's do Cure here and Fireball here. Like, build up to a big Fireball. Poshel, what's up? Give you Cure. I'll give you a tablet as well, and then Cure +1. That's probably fine. Cool. Alright. Talk to Lena. Yeah, I think the dialogue is better than FF7. I also wonder how much of that is how it was localized. So I know FF7 is like infamous for pretty bad localization. But I'm not entirely sure. I forgot how good the animations are for the various characters too. Because this game came out like right before FF10, which I think was the first voice-acted Final Fantasy, and that I think became the norm after that. So this to me was like kind of the swan song of like no voice acting. But that's like, I don't think it's a inherent good or bad to have or not have voice acting. I think it really depends on the game. Like I think with Zelda, I think Breath of the Wild did a good approach where like you get voice acting in like the big moments, but largely you don't. Like I don't really know if I would want like a fully voice acted Zelda. Whereas like, I don't know, there are other games that like could be interesting to see how it feels to have voice acting in it. Absolutely. I think this is easily one of the best looking PS1 games for sure. Excuse me. I want you to go to Lizard Rock and get some scales from me. Brutal use of the semicolon. It's your fault you were late. I love that. That's great. Brutal meaning a compliment. That was a very good semicolon. I'll catch up with you at Apasa Beach. I do like how, in the spirit of FF7, you can just be a jerk for no reason. Cool. Alright, Poshel, it's you and me. We gotta get some lizard scales. Dun, 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 dun. I think we have everything. We got the amulet, we got the Hecarim bone, we got Poshel, we got elements. I think we're all set. Yeah, man. The first time I played this game, when this song came on, I think I like started crying. Something about the whole game soundtrack, again, is unbelievable, but this song is really beautiful. And when the steel drums come in, they eventually start doing the Chrono Trigger world map theme, which is really fun. I love that detail. Memory cards, man. Okay, I want to save over this one. That must have been the playthrough I had going when I brought it up last. I think I have a... Yeah, I have a finished game here. Which is cool. Alright. Localization is such an interesting thing. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's such a... It's a lot of responsibility, you know, because you're really, like, in many ways, part of the writing process when you're localizing something. And you don't want to betray the original script too much, but you also want to have it, like, resonate in the same way. And inherently there's going to be something lost just because of how we speak and you know, like you said, puns and other things that get lost in translation. It's a really fascinating process. I would love to learn more about it. Okay, so here's the first lizard. If memory serves, we gotta scare him up there, and then move this rock here. And now, we scare him again, and you're trapped, baby! Honestly, the one song I'm not crazy about is the battle theme. Like, it's not bad, but it's not on the same level for me as everything else. I love Surge's weapon, too. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's very cool. Alright, Poshel, good job. Nice. I do really like the attack system. It's a really unique approach, and it makes it feel a little bit more engaging than some ATB and turn-based stuff. Got one of the 3 scales. It's called the Swallow, thank you. The battle theme is rough, there's only one, so you hear it hundreds of times. Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about the battle theme is, like, that kind of has to be the best song, because you hear it so many times. I want that chest. Sorry, bud. Like, Last Surprise almost never gets old. FF7, similar deal. Great battle theme. Most Final Fantasies tend to have really good battle themes. I do like the violin. I feel like this song evokes like a chase sequence or something, but not necessarily just like an every battle kind of thing. Hey, thanks for joining me. Yeah, I'm testing out my streaming setup for my PS2, and I thought it'd be a fun time to try to stream this as well. Did CC not have a boss theme as well? It does have a boss theme. And props for being in 5-4. I guess it is, yeah. Fireball. Very cool. I'm gonna give that to... Oh, I'm gonna hold on to it, actually. Because if memory serves, I think... We'll see what happens. Does Poshel have any... Do we have any extra spots here? No. What about Poshel? They do. Give them a fireball. Why not? Live a little. Okay, so there's another... This game is also great at avoiding enemies if you don't want to fight. Unless they're blocking your exit, in this case. But for this Komodo dragon, we have to... Or this lizard, we have to surprise them. We have to jump off the cliff at them. I always like these guys. I feel bad for attacking. They're just hanging out. Beach Bum B. See you in hell. Oh, never mind. Pasha's really going for it. Da 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 da. Beach Bum does seem to be similar to that creature. Absolutely. Oh yeah, there's a Gogo Bordello feel to the battle theme. You're right. I love Gogo Bordello. I remember years ago they were playing with Primus at the Williamsburg waterfront. There was like a bunch of bands that summer. It was like a while ago, like 2012 or something. But I think I saw Modest Mouse there at the time, and I saw who else was playing there, and I was like, man, what a weird show. Gogo Bordello and Primus. I love that. I would love to see them. I think Pavement was also there. I forgot what that series of shows was called. It's a really nice venue. It's like got a really, really nice view of the city. You're by a bunch of water. What else do you want? I haven't been in years though, so maybe it was all a dream. Who knows? What could have been, you know? Da, 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 ya, da, da, da. Okay. We did it. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Or whatever time it is by you. This is a little tricky. Yep, there we go. This takes a while. This is much like the FF7 climbing to the Shinra building. The weird platforming section. Similar to that. This is even harder, in my opinion. Okay, press X to jump. And how about right now? There we go. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I really miss going to concerts. I tried a couple times in the last 2 years, you know, because of the pandemic, obviously. It's been harder to. But there were like 1 or 2 times where I was like planning on going, and then when it came to the time, I was like, I don't know if I feel like safe doing this. But I'm hoping that this spring, this summer, will be a little bit... I'll feel better about going to a show like that. Case by case, obviously. Yeah, the last show I went to was Charlie Bliss in Chicago. That was a great show. They're a really good band live. They're a really good band in general, but they're also especially fun live. I think that was at Lincoln Hall. I think my favorite Chicago venue is Talia Hall, if I had to pick. I also really like... I totally just forgot what it's called. It's like a dive bar. Oh my god. The Empty Bottle. The Empty Bottle is really good too. I tend to like more kind of intimate venues like that. But the last concert I went to that was like in a really big like stadium type place, or not stadium, like a big venue, was the Gorillas, and that was really cool. That was a great time. That was like 4 years ago. Empty Bottle is legendary. They used to film their shows and put them online for free. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a really cool spot. Oh yeah, so here we go. The first boss of the game. Normally there would be the boss theme, but this is like a surprise. So once you kill 3, the Mama Komodo shows up. In the aughts. Okay, I have a question. This might be silly. Maybe I should know this. When someone says the aughts, does that mean like the 2000s or the 2010s? I think I've heard it used for both, and I'm not sure which is the appropriate use. 2000 to 2010. Gotcha, okay. So then the 2010s would be the late aughts. Maybe that's what I heard, the late aughts. So this game came out in the very beginning of the aughts. This game is the dawn of the aughts. Kind of. It's 1999, whatever that means. Y2K, baby. This is a weird way to begin this game. Like, you hunt 3 lizards to make a necklace, and then you kill the mom. Can I explain the field effect? That's a tall order. I thought we were all having fun. Now I had to explain the field effect? Yeah, I can explain the field effect. I stored it safely away. We now have 3 Komodo scales. Let's get moving. Yeah. Little strange. Okay, so the field effect is essentially, I believe when a battle begins, the field effect is like what element is innate to the monsters that are there. And then as elements are used, it will change what the field effect is. So the field effect, if I cast 3 red elements uninterrupted, the entire field effect will be red. And that means that red elements will be more powerful and blue elements will be weaker. It also means that I want to save first. It also means that if I wanted to use a summon, that I could use whatever the red summon is. If the whole field effect was that color, that's how you use a summon. So really it's, I think, a mix of like, it's a risk-reward system of wanting to make your elements more powerful or the enemy's elements weaker. And because everyone has an innate color, so like partial, green elements will be really effective against partial. And if the whole field is green, that's going to do extra damage. Whereas if you make the field yellow, that might kind of weaken the green elements to kind of protect partial. I like it because I like the way that the weaknesses system works, because whatever you're strong against, you're also weak against. So if like a boss is blue, having an entire party of red characters is actually very risky because they'll be super effective against you as well. So, yeah, it's a wild system. Oh, does it mean nothing if unless it's the full color? That might be the case. I'm not sure like how the percentages work exactly. I'm actually gonna step away very briefly, and then I'll be right back with more Chrono Cross. I think the sound of the beach is actually very good break music. I unfortunately don't have a Chrono Cross themed BRB screen, so I'm gonna use the Three Houses one yet again because it's my favorite BRB screen. So I'll be right back. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back soon. I am back. Thanks for waiting. And about the speaking of the Fire Emblem BRB screen, I do want to return to my maddening run that I was streaming last summer. Um, at a certain point, I realized how long it was taking to do every battle, and I didn't want it to be like I didn't want to kind of burn myself out or like have it be this kind of never-ending thing because some matches take a long time. So I kind of wanted to enjoy it on my own time and then stream like very specific battles. So the last time I streamed that, it was the reunion battle, and I think I'm on chapter like 16 now. So my plan is to stream that again whenever I get to the final battle, and have that like conclude that series. So if you were wondering if that was like happening or not, that's my current plan for the Golden Deer. I'll be honest, as soon as I saw the UI element for the field effect, I felt very tense. It's a stressful thing, the field effect. It very much is. So Pashal is an optional character, but I usually just try to get whoever we can. Like, why not, you know? So, worth noting too, ahead of us, there are many choices. The game is kind of divided into big choices, and you will get or not get certain characters depending on what you choose. And there are some characters that are really hard to get, and there's one character who's a like Pokemon-esque like hamster named Pip, who will become an angel or devil depending on what elements you use, which is, I guess, amazing. It's a cool thing. There's so much going on in this game. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but overall, it's very ambitious, which I respect. Yeah, I think the summon stuff is really cool. Oh my god! Yeah, I think that might be a direct reference to Eevee. Now that I think about it, I think you're right. That's so rude. Here we go. The cutscenes still look really great too. So this beach is essentially the end of time in Chrono Cross. It's the way you can switch between dimensions eventually. I do really miss the end of time though. I wish there was like a more surreal setting, but the beach works. I'm into it. Oh yeah, it is very Kingdom Hearts now that I think about it. FF8 cutscene water effect. I love this. Like, oh yeah, just in case you were one of the 5 players that recruited Paschal, they're here now. All right, let's go. Let's find out what happened. So this part's interesting because everything is a little different. Now all the animals here are kind of hunting you the same way you hunted them earlier. So here's where we just like chased around the lizard. And if we go, oh, I do want to see what's in here. But if we go where we jumped off the cliff, there's a dragon waiting for us doing the same thing, which I thought was a fun detail. That's how you know we're in another dimension. I love the way that they swim towards you. It's an evasive beach bum. What's kind of a bummer is that there aren't really a lot of dual techs in Chrono Cross. There are a couple, and there's a couple of triple techs, but like not to the same frequency of the preceding game. Specifically because there's like 40 characters, it would be a lot to do that. Alright. Ivory helmet. Now that I like. Let's equip that. Alright, let's save. If you know anything about me, it's that I save all the time in every game I play. It's not a bad habit, but it could be excessive, I think. Alright. Different map theme already, kind of more somber. I don't remember if this is the same town theme or not. It might be different. We learn our save habits from trauma. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, let's check in with Lena. Here we go. Pretty strong reveal, especially the first time you play. It's pretty shocking. Okay, so now we can get another character, I believe, who is possibly stranger than Pashal. I want to see what everyone here is up to, actually. Similar vibes. The poet. That's sad. Wow. So that's going on here. Speaking of giving up on stuff. Excuse me. Thank you. I believe this is where the fisherman lives. You caught it. Oh, weird. So that doll joins your party. If you have the tooth. I don't know if we can recruit them yet, though. They usually, like, say something and join you, but maybe we were there too early or something. Alright. Ivory dagger. Yeah. We can't use that yet, but we eventually will be able to. I think we might have to visit Cape Hal first. So I feel like for most playthroughs, you're just like by yourself this whole time. But we have our dog. Oh, okay. This is another big moment. Ooh. Bone. So that's used for forging weapons and armor, obviously. The merchant screen is actually weirdly Nier-esque. Nier Automata-esque. Especially the allotment screen. It kind of reminds me of the chips and all, like having that space for moves and everything. Excuse me. Alright. Oh, I love this. There's a similar gravesite in Chrono Trigger as well. Visiting our own grave with a dog. Wow. Excuse me? What the heck? All that work getting Paschal down the drain immediately. Ugh. Oh yeah, so these two guards who are with this guy here are named Salt and Pepper. You'll see them a lot. They're like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of Chrono Cross. Do you have a shaken idea? Oh yeah, they always say let's shake it because their names are Salt and Pepper. Get it? Oh my god, yeah, definitely, for sure. Dude, you kicked my dog. What the hell? Alright. I think the strategy is to take out Karsh first, because he's the most threatening of the three. They're fun because whenever they show up, they try to teach you like a combat strategy, but they always mess it up. I love it's so satisfying to pull off the strongest attack. Alright, should we use an element? How's Karsh looking here? I think he looks fine. Let's use Fireball, why not? Okay, so he's definitely weaker now. He's hunched over. Karsh is defeated. Well done. Now, salt. Oh wait, is that salt or pepper? We'll figure it out in a second. That's salt. Salt and pepper. That's so silly. I love it. So now the field effect is all red. I'm actually going to use a tablet here. I wonder if it's going to heal more because of the field effect. Good enough. I don't know if it affects healing or not. Just pepper. We can say pepper. I'm not afraid of pepper in any meaningful capacity. I do know that later in the game you can potentially run into them and they have a third member named Ketchup. Who is much stronger. Ketchup is a strong member of the team, but otherwise, they're usually pretty easy. Come on. There we go. Not too bad. Two bosses in. Wow, a lot of stuff. I say we shake it on out of here. Yeah, how do you explain this? They think I'm dead, and I have a dog that was here. So here's the thing: if you refuse, eventually you have to take kid. It's worth noting. I think there's like 3 or 4 opportunities to recruit kid. If you say no, she'll try again when you meet her again later in the story. And if you say no, you can actually recruit Lena in the interim. But I kind of just want to say yes because I feel like Kid is good to have in the party, and it. If I were to be role playing, I would probably say like yeah. I've only had Paschal in my life up until now, so like I would like a more capable party mate. So I'm gonna say yes. Though there's enough suspicion here that if this is like your first time playing, you might say no because like you don't really know what her motivations are. Okay, I think now we can get the doll to join our party. The straw doll in the basement. Let's get our arses down to Termina. That was a big discussion in the Discord of the pronunciation of Arceus. Teleporter. Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about this, but pronouncing it Arceus sounds like you're saying arse, which isn't a big deal in the US, but elsewhere it could sound very silly. So I think that's apparently why they changed the English pronunciation to Arceus. But I personally, I like Arceus, even though it sounds silly now that I hear it. But whatever. You gotta live your life. I like this dog. Okay, so I think now we can get that new character on our team. I wonder if there's still the same group who are like all about the save point here. Let's see. That's right. I love how heavy the save point is, like, philosophically. Okay, I think it's largely the same. But let's get a new friend. Oh yeah, and we have that dagger for Kid. Oh, it's the same one. It's less defense, but the evade is higher, which I feel like might be better. Oh wait, we're in the wrong house. Forgive me. I like this theme too. It's really every song is great. I'm a broken record of praise for this music, but it means a lot to me. All right, let's try this again. Here's a shark tooth, baby. Just the idea of Surge showing up and just being like, here, look at this. Look at what you could have been. Okay. I'm gonna keep my party the way it is for now. After all that, he's like, See, some of the choices in depicting how certain characters talk feel a little problematic in moments like that. But still, like, very interesting that so many different characters can join your team, which adds to the theme of, like, possibility and choices and thinking about if you've taken the right path, all that kind of stuff. It's very focused on that, which I think is really cool. Okay, I am going to save again. And I'm gonna go here. Oh yeah, I think there's a strange, like, skeleton clown we can recruit here. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna run away, because I actually am gonna sign off for now. Thank you all for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. I really admired this game. It's been really cool revisiting it, even briefly. And I'm also... Oh, okay, we're good. I'm also really happy that this seems to work. It seems like I can stream from PS2 and from older systems as well. So I would love to do this again, whether or not it's Chrono Cross or a different game or whatever. I definitely want to continue my Nuzlocke of Shining Pearl. And like I said earlier, when I get to the end of Golden Deer, I'd like to share that final battle. Otherwise, I think it will be kind of impromptu. I think whatever I stream will be when I have time and just sort of like what I'm feeling that day. So look forward to that. Thank you all for being great and for joining me today. I already said that. I'm a little tired. I'm going to sign off. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.